What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Space Hulk Ascension. It comes with a small caveat, so I left and I saved and I went and ran some errands and came back, and unfortunately, like, something went weird and I had to replay this mission right here, and so, I mean, it works out in our favor. We got that flame guy back and he leveled up this time, so I'm not happy about it because it took me another hour or so to beat that mission, but, I guess it comes with kind of a silver lining, so if any of the level ups don't match up from the previous episode, there you go. And so it looks like he's actually unlocked a couple of skills, so let's have a look. He got Incinerato. What is Incinerato? Increase the maximum ammo by... Oh, wow. Yeah, do that. Give him 2 more ammo. That's awesome. He has a 100% hit chance on doors with a melee weapon. You'll forgive me. I know it sounded like my voice drew away right there because... I'm fiddling in my chair. I'm going to give him an extra AP. On this side, going to give him an extra AP. On this guy, going to give him extra hit chance because I still don't think it's ever a good idea to be in melee in this game. I think it is the worst plan ever. And so I'm going to try and stay out of melee as much as I can. I may move some of these abilities around too. I think that I may go instead with reduced heat and just try that out on this next mission because I don't move around that much anyways once I've got people into position. So I may try to move things around slightly, improve photo lenses maybe on him, just playing around with some new abilities in this level, just seeing if I like any of them a little bit better, and then maybe go with the Greaves thing right there. On him, he's got Incineratus. On him, I'd say that I should probably go with like heat management or maybe photo lenses or something. I know that they're built for melee, but melee is just... I think that whoever designed that didn't think about the fact that just Space Hulk is not conducive to melee unless you've got a Storm Shield and a Thunder Hammer. The claws can do okay sometimes, but by and large, you still, even with a 5% chance higher to survive, being in melee is a terrible, terrible, awful, god-awful plan in Space Hulk, and I just refuse to. It's a bad idea. I've played Space Hulk too much. I know too much about Space Hulk and the way that it works. Melee's a bad idea unless you've got upgraded weaponry. And so since we have Power Fists, I'm going to build people towards ranged right now because that's the way that Space Hulk is meant to be played, by watching different areas. Looking at these missions all seem to be the same. These 3 are just kill every Gene Stealer. This one right here is the only one that's different. Everything here is rated for hard. So, you know, things to think about. These little symbols right here, I figured out that means that there's treasure on that map and that you can get loot, and so I suppose we'll just pick the closest one and save ourselves a walk. I'll probably put in squad... Well, we just moved around all their abilities, so why not go with squad Aenir? Why not? Or Einir, however you say it. And let's see if we can get this thing cleared out. Let's have a look and see what's going on here. While the Spearhead drives onwards into the heart of the alien swarm, the squads covering the flanks have their own battles to fight to prevent the Gene Stealers from breaking through and attacking the guard from the rear. Hunt the foul aliens and scour them from this area of the Space Hulk. Oh, we are going to scour them. There's going to be so many scratches.
Sergeant of the squad, accept your orders.
The briefing is pointless now that they don't actually read a briefing. So we just have to kill 96 Gene Stealers. There's some of the shiny things over here that we now know are not anything, and that's what the treasure chest looks like. It looks different for different armies, but that's what it looks like. Now, you're not guaranteed to get treasure when you go into the treasure box, but it's there, so you can take a chance and look. It's kind of like gambling. If you overextend your character, which I did in my Ultramarines playthrough that I'm doing by myself, I went out and I got like half my squad killed trying to get one of these things because they're usually in very dangerous spots. And when I opened it, there was nothing inside of it. And so while I really, really hate that and I don't like that mechanic, there's nothing I can do about it. So I suppose that I won't complain about it. Go ahead and have these guys walk on by. Our first order of business. God, there's so many Gene Stealers. Oh my god. Our first goal is just going to be to get a flamethrower guy in here. Like, we need a flamethrower soldier in here. Because I think what's going to happen is they're going to rush this door. They're probably going to be in this room by next turn by counting... Yeah. If they have 8 movements, one of them can get to right here. So, we need to get inside this room, like, right this second.
Deployed.
Put him back over here because... extra AP, and why not?
Deployed.
I suppose that technically we could line up in this room back here and just hope for the best, but it seems kind of risky. I mean, both rooms seem sort of terrible, especially since I'd like to get myself into some kind of position to get into that treasure chest, so let's wait and see what they do. Okay, and so what they do is they've lined up in here, and so our only chance right now is we have to shoot down this door. We have shot down this door, so that works out fine. At least luck is in our favor right there. If we take our flamethrower soldier, who now has 8 rounds, oh, I like that so much. I like that so much. I'm going to move him up to here, and let's just see what happens before we assemble anybody else in any kind of weird positions. I think wide fire is going to do it for us right here. I would really hope that this 80% goes off. If it doesn't and he survives, then we're in trouble. But if we can do the wide fire right there, look how many we just killed. We just killed a lot of Gene Stealers, and there's 4 more in position to still die if we make this work. I also noticed while I was fiddling around in my other game, you can put a servo scanner out. I don't know what that does, so we can try it. I mean, it looks like it blocks my line of sight though, so maybe I'll figure it out in a minute. This means that with my flamethrower soldier, what I would very much prefer is I think I'm going to put him right here. And I think I'm just going to have him make a break for the treasure. I think they're all going to reroute this way, and that means that they'll be facing the flamethrower if that's what they decide to do. On this side, gonna put a guy in play right there. This gives us basically like a turn to get people into position. I'm gonna put him right there so that he can follow this guy down the hallway. And I think finally Luden is going to take this position right here because they tend to line up, I think, over here from what I just saw. They came down this way and they ended right around here. I'd like to leave a little bit of a dent in my forces right here so that they try and run in. I do wish that this game had attacks of opportunity. It does not, so unfortunately if they get past the line, they get past the line, and that's all there is to it. That's going to be our turn, it looks like. So let's go ahead and end it. I can virtually assure you they may try to go back around this way, because in the previous game in Space Hulk, they would run through the fire, and you could fish dozens of kills as the enemy just ran stupidly through the flames. In this game, they reroute. So as you can see right here, they reroute, and so that's something that you've just got to learn to deal with. I'm going to bring him... How far can he shoot if I do a wide fire? Oh, he can shoot really far down the hallway. He's only got a 69% chance to kill that one right there. I think I'd rather play it a little safe and go right there. Either way, there's a chance that if they're in the flames already, they may rush us. And if that ends up happening, well, that ends up happening. But as it stands right now, this room is too crowded, and I don't think I want to be trapped in here, so I think I'm just going to... This is the gambit, you know? This is the gambit that we have right now. If you have any questions on Warhammer Space Marine, I mean, I'm trying to pre-record this entire series before it goes live on Tuesday, so it's limited how much I can answer you, but, I mean, I can try and answer them in the comments if you want, just based on, like, what is this thing on the Space Marine's armor? What is this, you know? Just basic questions about the world. I feel like I'm fairly equipped to talk about those properly, so hopefully these 3 can hold this room. If they don't, it's going to be downright embarrassing, to be honest. With 3 Overwatches, we should be able to hold this okay. I hope. I don't know. We'll find out. We may end up in an odd spot where... Okay, so we got a bunch more of them killed. There we go. So first shot killed that guy off right there. It looks like he's going to make a pretty solid run, unfortunately. Oh, good. We made the shot right there. They're going to overheat really soon, though. It may have been a smarter plan for me. Well, we wasted a couple of them. We've got a lot of AP, so... I mean, we've got a lot of extra AP. We might be able to make this work. Maybe. Possibly. Slightly. He's going to have to reload, but they've all got focus fire shots that they can use with their extra AP. I may go with an aimed fire on this side. Maybe clear that guy out. Pretty good chance to hit. I mean, bad things are happening right now, though. The next turn is going to get really, really hectic. I'm starting to wonder if I should have left my flamethrower troop right here. Since he's still got a reload, I mean, might as well. You're still on Overwatch, right? because I see the little thing, but you don't have the little eyeball above your head, and I would really prefer it if you had the little eyeball above your head. I feel nervous about it. I feel very nervous about the fact that you don't have a little eyeball above your head. Wow, that is such a blob. Whoever designed this mission did not do you any favors, that's for sure. It's going to put him right there with 4 AP. Let's go for that. I said go right there. There you go, Chief. Well done. There's a door. Oh, no, it's that door right there. Okay, so I want you to do a long fire down that hallway, possibly. Try and fish out some kills here. Just do something. Okay, so he survived, which is 7 different flavors of terrible. That means that I can either choose to use another AP to try and kill him, because what he's going to do on the next turn is he has to make a 10% save to move over to here. But I had a Gene Stealer in one of my Ultramarines campaigns go all the way from like way back here and make like a 1 in 1,000 roll to run through all the flames, survive all of them, and make it. So I wouldn't rely too heavily on the fact that, you know, they're going to die or fail their saves. Like, sometimes they just make it through and there's not much that you can... He can't make that shot from right there? That's a very, very weird thing for him to not be able to do. That's a very strange thing for him not to be able to do. I think I'd rather just play it safe, and we'll go for another one over there. At the bare minimum, that means that he can't, like, dodge out of the way or something, and that he has to go the long way through the Overwatch. Alright, everybody cross your fingers, pucker, and, you know, pray. I guess we'll all hold our breath here. I don't think this position's gonna hold. It might. I mean, weirder things have happened, but we're already pretty close to overheated. So I'm not putting much faith in it.
My bolter has failed me.
That is bad. That is really bad.
My weapon is jammed.
Because we're about to get rushed. He made his melee. Oh my god, so that was precarious. I think I should have left my flame troop back here. Oh, he just hung tight. Okay, so that was brave of him. I'm going to take this guy over to here then. And let's see if we can fish out a melee kill right here. It's going to be real, real iffy. How come you can't melee kill right now? Why is that not happening? What's going on here? What? There's a bug. There's a big bug. There's a huge bug. Why is he not able to fire? Okay, so let's waste some more ammo, I guess, because there's a giant bug right here. I wonder if that's bugged out and it's not actually there. I wonder if that one actually died. That's very strange. You found a melee combat bonus. Next mission plus 12% to hit with melee weapons. That is not that good. I feel kind of stupid about exposing myself now. Okay, gentlemen. We've got a selection of major grumpy issues that need to be handled. I think, so it's going to cost him 1, 2 to swing right there. So I think everybody here may have to, like, solve their own problems. And since we have, like, a critical chance to die when we do this, this may not be the greatest thing ever. This is actually... We're riding the line of RNG. Can I shoot him? I mean, he's 57% from right there. What's the melee chance? 79%. I could 100% him from right here, but he won't be able to turn back around and Overwatch. So, problems remain problems if I do that. I guess we're just going to have to hope. Okay, so he made his melee roll. If you miss that 81%, I don't know if I've brought this up already, but if you miss that 81%, he dies by default. The enemy gets to counterblow you, which is really, really bad. It's not nearly as pleasurable as it sounds. So, yeah, things to think about. Things to think about when you're making those 80% rolls. Whew, oh my god, my heart is going right now. Making those rolls, though. Making those rolls. On this side, I'm going to have him reload. This side, going to have him reload. He's going to overwatch. I'm going to have him take one shot over here because he can. And so, weirder things have happened. Sometimes you make those 40% shots. It's not an entirely...
Securing position.
It's not an entirely pointless shot. I mean, you might be able to make it. 35 right there. Yeah, they both missed it. So unfortunately, that added a little bit of extra heat. A little bit of extra ammo gone as well, which I hadn't thought about. That's weird that it costs 2 ammo to fire once. They've all got a sustain bonus on them, though. So... pray, I guess. It's our only chance. I think they may, in turn, run out of ammo one by one if they don't nail all their first shots. It looks like they did okay.
My bulgers failed me.
They made it. I mean, I can't really... I'm pretty sure that's actually a dead Tyranid right there. I don't think that Tyranid actually counts. I think he's, like, dead and gone. Yeah, he would have shot at that one if it actually still existed. So we've got, like, a weird bug going on right now. And I mean, it is a bug, but it's also a literal bug. It's not, you know, Tyranids are bugs. But anyways, I don't know what I should do with this flamethrower guy. I think I should probably bring him back down this way. Just kind of in the hope that I'm going to keep him facing this way just in case. But now that I have him right here, I think we can still hold. I hope. I'm pretty sure we can still hold right here. He's jammed up. I was hoping that, like, when you opened a chest, you actually got, like, things that you could equip on people, but I guess that's not how it works, which we've just found out. You got 1 AP left. You got a sustained fire. What do you have? A sustained fire? Yeah, take a shot at him. Why not? Yay! A 27%. I like going fishing, and when you hear that satisfying glomp as something grabs onto the hook, you got to be happy about it. If he's not bugged out, we're in trouble, but I'm pretty sure he's bugged out. We've flamethrowed him now like 4 times, so here's hoping. Looks like he made his first shot. Made his second shot. I don't know if in the long term he's going to be able to hold this room, but it's the best option that we have right now. Unfortunately, I'm really disappointed about that chest. That's actually quite a letdown for me. I was getting myself inflated because I was hoping... I've only opened 1 in another game, and so I was hoping that we would get something, and that it would be an awesome something, you know. Unfortunately, 'twas not the case. Okay, so now that he's overwatching over here, I'm going to keep him like halfway in between positions just in case, so that he can flame out either side at a moment's notice if he has to. Like, that seems to be about halfway. I mean, he's not going to be able to get there in time if worse comes to worse. My guess is that they're probably going to reinforce heavily along one side right now. It's either going to be this side or it's going to be this side. But maybe we've survived like the first big nasty burst. I don't know, that first burst when you're sliding into first. God, here to quench your thirst and all that fun stuff. I think this is where the too much pressure is coming from on this side. I think that what's happening is they're spawning from here, here, and by default here. And by default, these guys all come to assist on this side, and so it ends up with this big, nasty mass of Tyranids causing you all kinds of problems on that side. And so I think if I have just one guy right here to take care of that, it should be okay. However, if they all redivert and go this way, then we're going to have to rethink our plan slightly. A little bit. I mean, my plans are always fairly rudimentary, so rethinking them isn't that bad because I hardly thought about them in the first place, so it's not like I've wasted a whole lot of energy on it already. Okay, bug boys. We got you covered. What are you going to do? How are you going to pull it? Okay, so we got a kill over here. On the plus side, that'll also... I need Squad 1 to level up a little bit more. I put too much faith in Squad 2. Is he going to get to attack, or did he just, like, make it? I think he made the run and he's alright. What I can do right here is I can move him back over, and he'll have a 100% melee chance from the side right here. And so that kind of alleviates him of the possible terror of having to take a swing at these guys. So yeah, they can overwhelm him if things go wrong. But we'll just have to hope that things don't go wrong. What else can you say? I mean, you gotta have hope in these situations, otherwise... I mean, there's not a whole lot of hope in a grimdark world. Hope in a grimdark world is sort of like... It's not... I wouldn't say it's like a needle in a haystack. I would say it's like finding a flea that has fallen on top of the needle in a haystack. Like, it's just... Meh, hope in a grimdark world is not one of those things that really exists in a contemporary context. But you know what? He's got extra AP. Yeah, put some Doc on him. Why not? Don't allow them to mass up right there. So we've only got 40 left to go. Put him on Overwatch. I could technically block this off with the spawn if I wanted to be really, really brave about all this, but I'm not sure that I'm at that level yet. That's a bit more bravery than I'm ready for, I think. Let's just keep things where they're at for now, and if things go wrong, I guess we'll deal with them when that comes down the pipe. Alright, let's get you back over here. 6 AP to do that? Shouldn't just be 4 if you step backwards twice. God. Just, like, do what I tell you to do, please. And you just be in between these two positions so that if things go really, really, really wrong in the next couple turns, we can at least make some attempt at fixing them. This mission is one of those missions, I mean, I'm not going to lie to anybody that's just getting into Space Hulk. Space Hulk is a game that is highly based on RNG. I mean, I've seen Space Hulk games go absolutely terribly for somebody that used brilliant tactics, and I've seen games go amazingly for people that played terribly just because they kept rolling them bones, you know, and they kept getting the numbers that they needed. They kept making the checks that they needed. So, you never know with this game. You never know with this game. This game is a very, very cruel mistress. Even more cruel than I would say like XCOM, because tactics only get you so far in this game. If you, like, roll a couple of native ones too many times in a row, that's it. And there's not, like, extra special abilities or anything you can use to dig yourself out. I mean, you've got, like, aim shot and stuff now, and I think that was the developers' attempt at limiting the RNG in this game. I think that was their attempt at doing, is they added aim shot, and they added some other things so that you can at least try in a last-ditch effort to spend a bunch of AP to swing things in your favor. How much do we have going from up here? Just the one? Alright, I'm not going to reload them right now. We'll do it next turn. We should get some nice little level ups from this mission, though. I don't know if these are extra missions, too, or if this counts as one of the red missions. If these are just side missions, I don't know if we should play these or not, or if we should just make a beeline for the end of the game so that we can start the other campaigns. Because if this turns out to be, like, less than 10 episodes before I beat the first campaign, I'm just going to play the other ones back to back, you know, because I don't feel like that's enough to justify a series right now. If it only does, like, 10 episodes, well, then I guess we'll redo a whole bunch of stuff. I think this mission kind of relies on the fact that... Is it our turn again? Oh, it's our turn again. Okay. There's a bunch of Gene Stealers right here, and I'm not confident in his ability to hold them all off. And so I think I'm going to get Meganbjorn, I guess is his name. Meganbjorn, can you get to right there? Yeah, you can get to right there. Well, then you get to right there, sir. I'm going to use you to spew your hot, fiery death all over the enemy. Normally, it's not okay to spew here at the Nerd Castle, but for right now, I give you permission. Spew as much as you need to. I think a straight fire might actually do this. Will that get him right there? How do we tell if that's going to get him? I don't think that's going to get him. We may want to risk the wide fire and just kind of see what happens. No, that'll do it right there. That'll do her. That'll do her. Very nice. Very, very nice, Meganbjorn. Now, Meganbjorn is kind of in a nasty situation at this point, because if this enemy manages to make it through the fire, it's going to be a bad day for Meganbjorn. So I'm going to do something ill-advised, I think. Wait, how much HP? Okay, so let's take you off Overwatch first. I'm going to do something ill-advised right here to try and dig my friend out of this situation, because I have seen Tyranids come through the flames before and just ass-jack somebody, which is so much worse than normal jacking. Like, ass-jacking is so much worse. How come I can't shoot from right here? That's very, very odd. Is the door still counting as closed? I'm just going to put him right here just in case. Just in case. Okay, so he burned to death before he got there. He burned to death before he got there. Oh, and they made it through that line right there, too. Okay, so, Meganbjorn, you know what? You're just going to hang out on my side with me. How about that? How's that sound? You're just going to be over here on my side. Awesome. I'm glad that I get to wear coats right now. In real life, I feel like winter has finally got here. It's starting to get very, very chilly during the day and chilly at night. At least chilly by California standards. I know that by like Montana standards or by like Norway standards, it's probably not that cold here. But by our standards, it's getting chillier. We're used to just being hot all the time, like miserably hot. So it looks like they're making a push on this side. All we can hope is that they hold. We've got an overheat already tempting us here. We've got another kill right there. But our first weapon jam has occurred. Who jammed up? Okay. Is he gonna... Oh, he had to defend. God, there's so many aspects of this game that are like RNG. Like, do you survive that rush right there? Because if he had lost that melee, we had just lost a character, you know what I mean? It's so horrifically terrible in this game. Anytime I get into melee, it freaks me out because I have played Space Hulk in real life before, and it's just like, being in melee is just not a good thing. And I know I'm saying that over and over and over again like a broken record, but seriously, it puts the Space Wolves in a really, really it puts them in an odd wolf position in this game when they have to defend against enemies like this. Because they're built for melee, but you don't start out with any good melee weapons like lightning claws or anything. In the tabletop game, lightning claws are pretty good. Thunder hammers are really good, and you know, if you have like a storm shield and a thunder hammer, it's very, very good. It's just in this game they start you out with power fists, which are not my default loadout. The power fists are nerve-wracking. It's kind of like a last stand weapon. It's not something you want to rely on a lot. And so whenever we get to fisting, I don't feel like we're going to be able to get up into our elbows, you know, like we're supposed to. On this side, it looks like he's holding okay, even though he jammed up. Oh, no. Oh, no. And so they just made a run on this position, which is bad. So there's two ways for this to go down right now. There's a couple. That's actually just bad luck right there. Like I said, RNG, that's what done it. On this side, we have a power fist attack from right here. If we miss... Okay, we didn't miss. I was going to say, if we miss... It's gamesies oversies. You know what I mean? So now we're forced into this position. This position is not a good position.
Advance, brothers.
It may not be survivable, but well, this is going to come down to resists right here. If he resists right there, we lose. It looks like he did not resist, so we're okay. We made it through. We made it through all right. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have him fall back as far as he can because we only have 9 Gene Stealers remaining. In a pinch, what I could do... I don't think he was leveled up, so that might have worked out for us. I'm trying to think if he was one of my leveled up guys. I don't think that he was. I think this guy leveled up, this guy leveled up, and this guy leveled up. I don't think he was leveled. Either way, he should be replaced by somebody that'll be helpful. Over here, might as well throw another bullet into the chamber because that'll disperse the heat too. In some situations, it's much better to reload than it is to vent heat. And so let's wait and see what the AI decides to do. Their movement range is so enormous that... Okay, so he defended alright. Their movement range is well and truly enormous. So you can dig yourself into some really, really shallow graves here. Because they can do that diagonal move, which is just meh. The diagonal move sets my teeth on edge. Makes my teeth hurt, a very tyrannity hurt. Go for the kill right there. He's going to duck it, unfortunately. A disappointing turn of events, but we still have another aim shot. There we go. We got him on that one. And with 5 Gene Stealers left, I think they're going to find it very, very difficult to overwhelm any of our positions. I mean, if they manage to, I will be very, very surprised. Seeing as this mission was optional, I feel kind of bad about the fact that we've lost a bunch of Space Marines on it. But that can't be helped at this point. With 4, are they all over here? Or are there 3 and then maybe 1 over there? I kind of want to deploy the Servo Skull. Deploy the Servo Skull and see what it does. What does the Servo Skull do? So, can we control it like a normal character? Or like... I guess that you deploy it as you're moving around, and I think it just stays in the room. So if we were on a mobile mission, it would help us by increasing our line of sight outside of scan range or something. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't block line of sight. That would be horrible. I think he's already actually overwatched. Reloaded on this side. We should be able to handle this without too much threat to ourselves. We'll watch that for how many we kill. It looks like we got 2. And so 1 resisted right there in the corner. Unfortunate, but not something we can help. And now my goal is to get him out of this hallway so that one of these guys can step in and cover this hall, since he's basically out of ammo and no longer useful. Terminator turn. I'm gonna go ahead back on into here. Oh, never mind. One of them burned to death. Okay, so I'll put him right here, and hopefully he'll be able to fish out a kill right here. If he doesn't, I'll be surprised. But one Gene Stealer left. Shouldn't be too bad. There it is. And so there's the kill. We've managed to survive. We lost another Terminator. So let us all offer prayers to our Lord and Savior Matt Ward to care after the Terminator's soul, because unfortunately he has left us. He is gone to the Emperor's embrace. When Space Marines are injured or killed, there's a couple things that happen. So most of the time they are injured. It's very rare that a Space Marine, because they have a lot of organs, they have extra versions of all of the organs that we have, and so it's very difficult to wound them permanently. And so what happens... Onund, he's level 3. Cool. That's nice. So we actually kind of anteed up right there. That's good. So what happens is if you're wounded, if you're severely wounded to the point where you're not going to survive, they give you the Emperor's Grace, which is like a poison, or I don't know. The alchemists will kill you, essentially, and put you out of your misery. It's called the Emperor's Grace, as I recall. I could be quoting wrong. Feel free, if you're a fan of Warhammer 40k, to correct me right now. If I'm wrong and I'm relaying this wrong, call me out of my bullshit. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, though. If you're wounded and you're one of the chapter veterans, and so you're one of the badasses that's been around for like hundreds of years, what they'll do is they'll intern you inside of they'll inter you. Sorry, they'll inter. You're not interning. It's not like a summer job for them. They will inter you inside of a dreadnought so that you can continue to fight on for several more millennia, because it's even rarer that dreadnoughts get destroyed. In like tabletop games, yeah, dreadnoughts get killed all the time, but in the lore, dreadnoughts don't tend to get destroyed. They're too valuable. They tend to be put in places where they're also too powerful. I mean, they're badass. They're too valuable and they're too powerful. They're difficult to kill, the dreadnoughts in the lore anyways. But anyways, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here for the next mission. Take care, everybody, and hi-do.